Good morning, my YouTube friends. Hope you're having a good day today. I just thought I'd do a quick update on what's going on in my garden. So let's go take a look and I'll show you what I've got going on. Okay, these are some plants that I had in my kitchen. And I'm setting them out here to kind of harden off. I had a lot more plants, but I've sold many of them already. And up here I've got some oregano. And I'm setting these out here for a couple hours every day this week so I can put them out in the garden next Monday. So a week from today. And I've got some, let's see, these right here are zucchini. And here's some bell peppers. And over here I've got some basil. I already have some in the greenhouse, but these are going out there too. I needed some more basil. And those right there are spearmint plants that are going to go out in the back herb garden. These are, of course, tomato plants. These are the beefsteak tomatoes. Love those great big beefsteak tomatoes. And over here I've got some peas in the front there, and those two right here are loofah plants. First time I'm trying to grow loofah, and those were sent to me by Arkansas Woodcutter quite a while ago at the end of Shed Wars last year. Some of these plants are going to go to my son. He bought a new house, and I'm going to give him a little jump start to his garden. So a lot of these are going to go out to him. So let's go take a look in the greenhouse. Okay, this is part of, I'm putting some, my loofah plants are going to go right here in this corner so they can climb that fence there. And these are my raspberries. They're coming back up. Happy to see them. They look, they're going to do just fine. And this is a blackberry plant that I thought was dead, but you can see some little starts that are coming out there, so maybe it's not dead. I'm going to give it some time, see what happens. And of course here's some dirt that I got. The garden still needs a little cleanup, but I've been working on it. This is a grapevine, hopefully. This will be a purple grapes. If it makes it, I'm not sure. I put it in last fall, and it's not showing any signs of life at all, so I don't know if it's still alive or not. And over here is a green grape. This needs to get cleaned out too. But he's not showing any signs of life either, so I'm not sure that the grapevines made it. So this has been really wacky weather, and somebody told me give him a chance and wait, so I'm going to give him a chance and wait. This area is for my corn. Doesn't look like much right now. But my corn is going to go in here. It's already planted, actually. I put in the paper. This looks weird, I know, guys, but it works. So I'm not going to spend my summer in the 115-degree heat out here crawling around pulling weeds. So I put down the black plastic and put holes in the plastic and planted my corn in the holes. And I know it looks strange, but it does work, guys. Trust me, you'll see when it grows up. If the birds don't get the seeds first. And this is going to be my green pea area. That whole thing's going to be peas, that little strip down there. And this is going to be where my cucumbers are going to be, and they're going to climb this little trellis thing right here. And back there is going to be where my zucchini is going to go. And there again, I've covered the rest with black paper. Hopefully keep out some of the weeds. I'm not real successful, as you see. I still have some things to pull. And this is all back behind my greenhouse. These are, I'm trying this year for the first time. I cleaned this all out, and it was full of sagebrush and weeds, and I cleaned it all out, and I put these tires. I went to the tire place in town and took a bunch of their old tires, and I've painted them white. And the reason I painted them white is because, as you know, tires in the heat, the black tires will get very, very hot, and the white helps to kind of reflect some of the heat. And I've come out here in the middle of the day, and you can actually touch them and they don't burn your hand, because black tires in the heat out here in the desert, if you touch them in the middle of the day, you're going to get a nasty burn. So I painted them all white to reflect the heat, and that's why I chose white. Somebody said, why did you paint them white? Well, that's the reason, to reflect as much heat as possible. So I'm going to be planting these here in just a couple of days, and I'll bring you along with me. This is going to be for my perennial herbs. I'm going to plant them, and I'll tell you what's going to be in each grouping of tires, and I'm just going to let them come up every year, and hopefully my plan works. Okay, let's go in the greenhouse. Got my doggies with me. This one's Bocce. Hey, Bocce. Here's my Bocce. And that one's Sugar. Those are my best buddies here on my little place. And they keep me company in the garden. And they also will alert me if there are any snakes around. And I've seen quite a few this year. No rattlesnakes yet. This bed right here is going to be for my green beans. They're going to go up, go in there, get potted up in there in the next couple of days. It smells good in here. It smells like basil. That's what it smells like. This is, I recently planted for my onions. And the reason I lined it with plastic is that I don't want to waste any water this year. So I water the pots, and any excess water that drains out of the pots stays in the plastic and it soaks back up into the plant. So I'm not losing water and just wasting it. Because here in the desert, you really don't want to waste much water. Ugh, I just walked into a little spider web. Yuck. And the wind is picking up out there again. So if you hear the plastic on my greenhouse flipping around and making rackets, sorry about that, but that's the way it goes. Because it is covered in greenhouse plastic. And these are goat panels that I hooked up to a beam. It goes across the greenhouse. And it works out just fine. This greenhouse has been standing for about 10 years now, and it's holding up quite well, actually. I have to repair the plastic now and then because we do get hellacious wind out here, so I do have to repair the plastic occasionally, but overall it's doing pretty good. These are my strawberries. They need to be cleaned out desperately, so sorry about the ugly, but they're actually producing berries already. So I'm happy to see that. And I've got some back there too, but some of these pots are going to be emptied and re-strawberried because some of them are just a mess. And these are little plants that I planted. I'm waiting for them to come up, some of them. But these are going to be plants that I'm going to use. There's green beans, little watermelons, more peas, and these are cucumbers. So some are going to my son for his new house, and some are going in my garden. And over here I have a couple of tubs of carrots that are sprouting, starting to come up nicely. Happy to see that. And I have 2 bins of spinach, some of the spinach didn't come up. The first time I have replanted in the empty pots, replanted, waiting for my second round of spinach to come up there. And I have 2 beds of spinach because I love spinach and I eat a lot of spinach. And over here I've got kidney beans, and they are all coming up nicely. I'm very happy to see that. Nice little kidney bean plants here. Very happy. And see, I've watered, and the water stays in the bin and it comes back up into the plant, so I'm not wasting water. And these are broccoli and Brussels sprouts. So I have so far 1 little broccoli and 1 little Brussels sprout right there. Hopefully the rest are on the way. Just takes time and patience. And this is some oak trees, little oak trees that my son-in-law had in his yard. He dug them up, and I said, oh hey, I'll take the trees. I love trees. And here's a couple more little oak trees over here. Those are acorns in those bins. I got them in Louisiana on vacation, brought them home with me, but I just don't know. It says by the end of May they should be popping up, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Now over here I've got basil, and I've got cilantro, and back over here it's parsley, and in the very back there is lemon balm, which I really need to find homes for those lemon balms because they are very prolific and I have too many. And over here I've got cabbage, little cabbages that are popping up, and they'll be transplanted shortly. There's some peas, they're going to go outside. And some green beans that some came up, some didn't. I didn't have a real good turn out on those. They were old bean seeds that I have had for a while. I wasn't sure if they were going to take, but I did get some of them come up. But I will be getting more green beans. I want to fill up that big bin back there. This is an Arctic Air evaporative cooler. It's a little personal cooler. I put it in here just to see if it would make any difference, and unfortunately it's too small for the greenhouse, so those don't work. But they did work good in my kitchen. And I've still got a bunch of my tools out here where I've been working, so this part back here is a mess. This is going to be revamped too. My tomatoes are going to go back here when I repot them, so they're going to sit back here. And I tried to get a little peach tree. This is a dwarf peach tree that I ordered online. And when it came, and you can see it's got, oh, let's see if I can get back here without falling. It's got some little peaches on it. Oh, one fell off. But little peaches starting on it. I'm not sure if they're going to make it. It is a Bonanza flowering peach. And I can't put it outside because the wind will just demolish it. So I put it in the greenhouse, and I got a dwarf variety, hoping that I can grow them in my greenhouse and they won't get beat up outside. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if it's going to make it, but it doesn't look too bad right now. It could be better looking, but it doesn't look bad. So I'm going to cross my fingers. This, unfortunately, this poor little guy, this is a dwarf banana. I'm getting a little thing coming up right here. But this poor thing, I ordered these trees from, it's called Fast Growing Tree Company. And I like the plants that they have, and they're dwarf variety, so I can keep them in the greenhouse. But when they arrived, the little banana tree right here was just beat to heck. Poor little guy. And the leaves are brown. He was halfway hanging out of the box. This came by FedEx. Same with the peach tree. It was halfway hanging out the box. The box was ripped and demolished. Looked like somebody had ran over it or something. It was just terrible. And so I don't know if they're going to make it, but I may have to contact the company, especially with the banana tree. I don't know about it, to see if they can replace the trees if they don't make it, because they weren't cheap. And FedEx just beat the heck out of these things before I got them, so I'm not sure if they're going to make. The poor things have been abused. So cross your fingers, because I'm trying to nurse them back to health. And these are some more. I put them in bins. These are carrots. This isn't a carrot. That was a weed. So I've got, this bin seems to be doing much better. I've still got some weeds in there to get out, doggone it. You know, even in a greenhouse, you still get weeds now and then. It's just really weird. But anyway, this is kind of, excuse my mess outside. I'm still trying to clean up the garden area and redo. But this is pretty much what's going on in the greenhouse right now. I plan to put a lot more in here, so stay tuned and we'll see how this goes.